Okay, guys, we're going to start with our first concept. If you don't have your notebook with you, go ahead and pause this and grab it. We are going to take notes. So our first concept is going to be to identify terms, constants, variables, and coefficients of an equation. Okay, so if you need to pause this and go ahead and copy it down, go ahead and do so. When are we going to use this? So we are going to use this throughout the year. Okay, it's really important when we're combining like terms, again, something that we're going to be doing often, and solving equations and inequalities. So those are going to be our next couple standards. So that's what we're going to work on there. These are your definitions. So go ahead and again, pause this and get them copied down. So we have variable is a symbol for a number we don't know yet. Usually it's a letter like X or Y. Okay, those are the most common ones that we see. Constant is a fixed value, usually a number on its own. Term is either a single number or variable or numbers and variables multiplied together. And then we have a coefficient, which is a number used to multiply a variable. So this is a little visual. Okay, coefficient, you notice, is the number in front. It's the number that's attached to the variable, which is our letter. Constants are the -7 and the 5. Okay, and all of those represent terms. So 4x is a term, -7 is a term, and 5 is a term. So let's go ahead and look at an example. So I have 6x cubed minus 4m plus 1. Okay, so I want to label the parts of this equation. So first we're going to start with our variables. Okay, so we're going to start with the variables in my equation. The variables are my letters. Okay, so the variables are x and m. Notice the variable is not 6x cubed. It's not x cubed. It is just the letter 6. Okay, the next one we are going to do is the coefficients. So the coefficients are the numbers that are in front of our variables. So that would be 6 and -4. Okay, I don't have any other variables, so I know that those are my two coefficients. Okay, the next one on our list are the constants. Okay, so the constants are the numbers that are by themselves. So that would be 1 and 3. There's 2 of them. Okay, and next one we have terms. So when we're talking about terms, we're talking about each different part of the equation. Okay, so our terms are going to be the whole thing. So this is where it all comes in. So we have 6x cubed -4m 1 and 3. So this equation has 4 terms. Okay, we do have one thing that we have not gone over, and that is the 3 here. It is important to note that that 3 is an exponent. Okay, so that 3 would be an exponent for our problem. Okay, let's look at this next one. So again, we're going to start with variable. So we have my variable, And that's just a letter. Do I have a letter? Yes, I do. And that is R. So I only have one variable this time. And again, that is R. So then I'm going to go with my coefficient. The coefficient, what is with that R? The -2. Okay, again, I have one variable, so I have one coefficient. Okay, constants. Are there any numbers that are by themselves? Do I have a constant? No, I do not. There is no constant in that expression. And lastly, we have terms. So terms, super simple. I just have one term in this expression. It is the whole thing, -2r cubed. Remember, when we're doing terms, we're putting the whole thing together. Okay, and again, I do have this number. Okay, that number is, again, an exponent. Okay, last problem that we're going to go over today, guys, and we're going to be trying some on our own. So variables, okay, variable or variables, okay, what are they? They are my letters. So I have two X's. I don't need to write it twice, just once. And D. Okay, so two variables. Once you get your variables, then do your coefficients. What are the numbers in front of those variables? Well, I have 5. I have 7. And what is the coefficient to this letter D? I know I have a variable, so I have to have a coefficient with it. Remember, anytime that you have a variable that is all by itself, the coefficient is 1. So my coefficient here is 5, 7, and 1. Those are my coefficients. Okay, next one, we have constants. So do I have constants here? If so, what are they? And I do. I have 2. So I have a -2. Remember to take that sign. And a -6. Those are my constants in this equation. Okay, and lastly, I am going to do my terms. What are the terms for this equation? Well, and again, guys, if it helps you to circle them, circle them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. So my terms are 5x squared, 7x, -2, -6, and D.